Welcome to Tell Us Why, a podcast for the financial freedom community. If you're looking to succeed in your quest for financial freedom, make sure you join us every week as we, along with our guests, discuss different stories of success, how they were achieved, and how you can do the same. And of course, we ask them to tell us why. Here are your hosts, Jack and Mike.
Welcome to the Tell Us Why podcast. I'm your host, Jack Derrick, here alongside my co-host, Mr. Michael Ketchen. Today we have two guests who co-founded Tidyapp. Gloria Oppong and Derrick Agyiri. Oh man, I messed it up. Agyiri. I messed it up. Can't even read. But Gloria grew up in Montreal, born in Ghana. She moved to Canada at the age of 10. She graduated college as a biomedical technologist and worked as a professional medical technologist in microbiology for over 10 years. With her strong analytical ability, she helps guide Tidyapp through development. Derrick is a financial guru who helped many companies out of the red and into the black, eliminating their debt in the process. After receiving his certification from the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, ACCA in London, and working for several years as an accountant, he started his professional on-demand app with Gloria. Gloria is handling the day-to-day activities and revenue generation for Tidyapp, while Derrick handles the system architecture and company financials. Mike, these two are pretty impressive.
To say the least. I mean, I think far and away, one of the best episodes we've had, and you allude to it during the episode. What's exciting, this is like our first startup.
Yeah, that's what that's exactly what I was going to say.
Whole new avenue, right? Like
when I think late 90s, early 2000s, startup, tech startup, Silicon Valley, I think of something like this. They're going through and raising capital, if I'm not mistaken, right? Going through the first round of financing. It's
whole different kind of risk profile, whole different something else we're bringing to the community. And make sure you definitely stick around for their whys, because they both had some pretty good ones.
Yeah.
I think it's unbelievable. So what's going on in the business?
So working on the Tell Us Why forum book, closed the deal last week. No big deal. Going through the paperwork, refinancing another property. It's just one thing after the other. It's just
the flywheel, brother.
I need an admin, just be here's everything, just take it. And what else? Oh my taxes still aren't done. I have an extension, but I got to get them done. It's just taxes scare me. I don't know why. I always have them hanging over me, and I just can't get myself to do what I need to do.
You need to get it done.
Pissed at me. It's a third meeting on it, and my bookkeeper's pissed.
Listen, you need to get it done, get her happy, because who's also going to be scared to listen is if we drag this intro on any longer. So before we hear from the great folks from Tidyapp, why don't we hear this week's episode? The Tell Us Why podcast is brought to you by.
Let's do it.
Are you sick of being treated like just another number by large insurance companies? Do you want a more personalized experience with somebody that you can trust? With Keith Monteith, that's exactly what you'll get. Keith is an experienced professional who can design an insurance plan tailored to fit your specific needs. With access to over 30 insurance carriers, Keith is able to shop numerous markets to find a price that works for you. So if you want an insurance agent that you can rely on and one that has your best interests at heart, then call or text Keith today on 978-241-2363. That's 978-241-2363. Keith Monty. He'll get you covered.
Okay, Tidyapp allows users to quickly and easily book insured and bonded professional cleaners for their homes and Airbnb. Tidyapp is the easiest way to book top-rated cleaners for your home and Airbnb in just 60 seconds. Just tell us what you need and when you need it, and then pay securely right from your phone. Manage your bookings on the go, check the progress of your bookings, and rate them afterward to help us maintain a quality service. So that's Tidyapp. Gloria and Derrick, welcome to the Tell Us Why podcast.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
But we are very excited, aren't we, Jack? Because as people who love Airbnb, this is right up our alley.
I know, this is right up our alley. This is a selfish episode.
very self-serving. So, guys, as Jack mentioned in the intro, thank you for being here. And we met offline, and I just think you guys are absolute rock stars. And we wanted to share you with the Tell Us Why community as entrepreneurs, as business people, and also providing value and solving problems. That's what we're all about here as entrepreneurs. So Jack just closes Airbnb. I got a bunch of them. So let's get right into this. Tidyapp, where are you guys at in the business today? What is going on?
Right now, again, right now we are at the stage where we are looking at accelerating growth and looking at really partner with long-term partnership with property managers and actually connecting them with cleaners on demand. We've currently raised so far 895,000 in total, but we're also raising as well an additional funding.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Gloria, where are you at with Tidyapp right now? Where are you fitting into this puzzle?
So, oh boy, right now I'm going to tell you where we are in terms of where Tidyapp operates,
Yep.
So we are in Montreal. That's where we first started. And we are in Dallas and Austin. Again, I always say if you've ever stayed in an Austin Airbnb or Dallas Airbnb, we probably cleaned that place before you got there. Why? Because we really want to dominate that location, and we are dominating that location. Everyone knows Tidyapp there. And we're also in UK, in a bit London. So these are really the main states and country in London that we want to really focus on and zoom in. So in Canada, more in Montreal, and then in the States, we're focusing more Dallas and Austin. Yeah. But again, our software is open to anyone who wants to come on board to, bring your cleaners on board and for us to be of service.
Yeah.
Think about that, Jack. I can't figure out to go across 2 states. They're across countries.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, we did that because we had to, COVID happened and we had to move on to a different state to actually restructure the business model. So you had to have a playbook. The playbook in Montreal was working. We used that same playbook.
Okay, so back to the systems and operations. Yeah, we like the systems and operations.
Yeah.
So, obviously the show is Tell Us Why. So literally tell us why. What was the motivation behind, startup during the pandemic? You've got a proven cleaning business. You get into this technology. Are you too nuts or what? What was the logic here? What is the risk? Talk us through the why behind launching this business and launching Tidyapp.
Okay, Gloria, would you take that? Let me take that. Okay, so we started Tidyapp. It actually came out of a product that we built called AceBuy. AceBuy was primarily connecting employers with freelancers. Our main competitor was actually Upwork. So that was our platform that we built. And we built a mobile app for people that worked on computers. And that was not a product market fit. Then we saw that people were really booking, or the clients and cleaners were really active on booking on the home service and Airbnb service. Then Gloria stood up and said, listen, guys, there's a product market fit for these guys. We just have to get rid of all the other services and then move from there. So we spoke to investors. Gloria jumped on board and said, listen, let's do this. 1 month, we moved the clients, we moved the cleaners, and we started matching them. Any problem they had, we were solving them. The plane was literally in the air and we were solving the problem. So that was what it gave birth to Tidyapp. And the idea was to actually give home property managers and actually cleaning owners the ability to grow their business faster. I had an Airbnb. Gloria had a cleaning experience because she wanted to really understand the cleaning experience. And we put them together along with our CTO. We built the whole platform to actually look at the needs of both parties. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And
on a personal level, on a personal note, I would say that also I was on a mat leave at that time from my previous job. So I saw this potential and I needed a cleaner as well. So with Derrick's platform that he had, I said, okay, let me try this and see. So other moms would ask me, okay, you're on a mat leave. Where are you getting your help from? So I'm booking for babysitters and also for cleaners. So that also kind of brought about more clients onto AceBuy in that sense. So yeah. That
is awesome. That is finding, right, Jack? We talk about pain point in your real life.
Yeah. Solving problems. Yeah.
And then leveraging that into actually a scalable business, which how exciting is that to unpack? That's just an unbelievable story.
I feel like this is the first when I think like startup, like Silicon Valley, like tech startup, like I feel like this is the first, what I define as like a startup we've had on the show. So this is kind of exciting, like raising capital. I'm like, yes.
Well, let's stay with that. Let's explain. So guys, what we do here at the community, we have listeners of all walks of life. So actually, let's bring it down to a very basic fundamental level. That's a good point, Jack.
Yeah.
What does it mean to raise capital? What does that mean? If you were going to describe that in one sentence, what does that process define as, and what does going through that look like?
Do you show up in your PJs like Zuckerberg did and
Give me a check?
Well, you have to really, it's really about putting the investor in your shoes on where you are looking or how the future looks like in the next 5 or 10 years and why they need to really invest in you. Because one, there's a lot of cleaning platform out there, but what really makes you stand out? How do you build the vision so that they will look at you and say, okay, you are worth $1 million. I'm going to give it to you. They mostly invest in the team before the product. So that is what we've learned so far. I don't know if Gloria will add on.
That's brilliant. Yes, that's it. Nothing else to add here.
Wait a minute. So you're not micromanaging and controlling every little element and bottlenecking the business?
No.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who would have
You
thought
build a
about that?
structure. You always build a structure in each department, and then you align them. It might be costly at the beginning, but you align the structure such a way that every pillar is so strong, the foundation is stronger, then you'll be able to build a good business. So if you're able to prove that you build a solid foundation, but you just need capital to boost that, your 5-year goal of sale to bring it to 2 or 3 years, that's when you raise funds. Yeah.
That's gold right there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a yes, legitimately. I mean, they build that solid foundation. You hear that from entrepreneurs all the time. Like if you put in the time and put in the work to build that foundation, where you can go from there, anywhere you want it to be. So
that's kind of the next, Jack. I think that's a perfect segue into where do you guys want to take Tidyapp? Where do you both envision it going in? Let's say crystal ball. You want it to look like, what does it look like in 5 years from now?
Imagine Airbnb or Zillow using our software to manage all their property listings.
I was thinking the exact same thing when Mike was asking that question.
I love it.
So that is the key objective. And to understand that, you have to build a marketplace where real people really use that product, to use that to build the SaaS model, instead of going for the SaaS model and trying to understand the marketplace. That's what most of the platforms do. And marketplace is a beast on its own versus SaaS. SaaS is just you providing the tools and the hardware.
SaaS, software as a service, of non-techie people that don't know that. But
again, let's describe that. So basically a subscription-based
service.
We got Derrick over here. Me and Jack are slow. Derrick, you got to take it easy with this.
I knew what it was. Don't love me interview.
So the software as a service. So that is where we envision ourselves, or maybe getting acquired by Airbnb and just using that tool to actually help people.
Yeah.
Well, what I want everyone to listen to when they're listening to this and take away. Notice what Derrick mentioned and what Derrick didn't mention. Derrick mentioned the consumer, the experience, the platform. Derrick didn't mention all the windfalls of money, all being selfish and self-serving. How often do we talk about that, right? Paying it forward, being a problem solver, understanding what the consumer needs, not what the producer wants.
Exactly.
Because once you flip that mindset around, you really start to get an abundance of wealth and transaction and momentum, and the flywheel effect really starts to take off. Would you guys agree with that, or am I off base on that?
100%. Even till now, we've been in business for, let's say, about 2.5 years. We're always making sure we're doing the surveys every single time. Surveys for clients, surveys for cleaners, because we want to know exactly what is happening out there, so that we can improve on the service that we're providing both of these customers on our platform. So that's the number one thing. You need to have that market fit and then follow up constantly, always.
Customer service. It's a
And
hospitality business.
And to add on, I think there are levels of growth. And what I've seen is all the platforms that I've seen so far, when they start up a project, they don't look at the level of growth and then what you have to add on. So for example, right now we're looking at enterprise-based platforms now. If we're looking at enterprise-based platform in the future, let's say Guesty comes to us and gives us an API. These are big companies that uses Guesty. Yeah. How do you provide them? What way can you really serve them versus someone that has 5 properties? How do you make that work? So all of this, there's a different level of thinking that you have to put in versus having just mom and pop and 1 property, 2 property, and then versus having home cleaning, just pushing a button and that's. So there's levels of thinking when it comes to these things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's incredible. And I think that's what we were talking about, right? Jack, MJ DeMarco, the SENSE acronym, control, entry, need, time, scalability. Yeah. The one that so many entrepreneurs struggle with is scalability. Having, like you just said, get the consumers in, but I'm trying to satisfy the problem for the guy with 1 home and the guy with 10,000 homes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And having that vision, that long-term scalability is so clear. I mean, Jack, you're scaling up right now in real estate. I mean, can you relate to exactly what they're saying there?
Yeah, I mean, once you get those systems in place, like it occurred to me, like you can. I mean, granted, I started in Florida, but like if you have the systems in place, you don't need to be there. Or like for real estate, not for the app stuff, but like in real estate, I need a couple of people on my team. I can go into any market and get those people on my team. I know how to do it here. I know how to do it in Tampa. I can do it anywhere in the United States or potentially internationally.
Like Tidyapp, go international, man. We're limiting ourselves now.
So, I mean, you get those systems down, you hammer them out, you work through the kinks, you lay that foundation like you alluded to earlier or said earlier, and you can do scale as much as you want from there on.
Well, so. Absolutely. And you guys are doing something unique. And I wonder if you got any tips or tricks for the people listening. You're blending real world labor in the hardest, most competitive labor market of all time. And you're doing it with technology, and all the while maintaining quality control and an excellent consumer experience. Gloria, you must be exhausted. How are you tying this all together? How does this work? Tell me, are you just superwoman? You got like 3 of the 3 of you running around?
No, okay. Using the technology is really the number 1 tool. Let's say for an Airbnb owner, your cleaner comes in and they've been cleaning that property every single day, right? So they know they have those pictures on their app. But with our platform, we make sure that if you've been there so many times, it closes up you cannot upload pictures that are more than 12 hours. So everything is real time. When you get there, you take your before pictures. When you're done, you take your after pictures and you send it. You can't upload any fake pictures on the app when you have so many properties. So you see that your cleaner is on the way to one of your properties. So every single thing is detailed, documented, so that it's proved in real time and you are able to claim anything that you have to claim with Airbnb or with any other platform that you're booking on. So that's this is one of our best features that owners love it.
That's great.
I'm over the moon for it, which is why we need to talk, because as everyone knows, in a customer service business like Airbnb, you need to keep that superhost status, right? Yeah. It's a race. You need to ensure that. And you guys are providing tools and thinking through those problems again to allow me as the owner to keep my booking revenue up there by being a superhost. So that is absolutely tremendous. And
but also, I mean, even from a liability standpoint, something like that protects the homeowner from any potential liability, because if you say something happened, or like if you go to the before pictures, you see that, I don't know, I can't come up with an example. Your kitchen is destroyed. Like, it was here before, it wasn't the next guest. The tenant is liable.
I'll give you a real example, because it just happened at one of our Airbnbs. We have a hot tub out in the Montana listing. Okay. We had people go in and essentially do, I don't know what kind of was on these people's bodies, but whatever they brought into the hot tub did so much damage to the water, we had to drain it before the stay. So it wasn't a big deal. We have the rules posted, we have a window, but that's a real life example where, say if they had damaged it beyond repair, this is why I want Tidyapp. Right now it becomes a he said, she said. When I have a timestamp photo, back to solving real world problems, I have that extra liability. So that is tremendous. And again, guys, that's so much to unpack already. And speaking of that, as thoughtful, I'm really excited for this question that we ask every guest. because of what you guys do. What is one book or resource you would recommend to the Telus Why community? I'll go, Derrick, you first, because you look like you got one lined up, ready to go.
Yeah, I like Blitz Scaling because it has the Airbnb story in there. And also I like Measure What Matters, because when you're measuring OKRs, it's different from KPIs. Okay, OKRs are objective key results, and basically measuring the objective and then measuring them with the key results. And this is very, very important when you're building a startup. Yeah.
What was the second one? It was Blitz Scaling, and what was the second one?
Blitz Scaling and Measure What Matters.
Measure What Matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I need both of those right now for what we're doing. We're trying to scale. So thank you, Derrick. Again, self-serving. Gloria, do you have anything to add on?
Oh, we just read Measure What Matters, and yes, it's an amazing book. So we are starting to implement that right now in our company. So I say everyone should read that book, and everyone should start gradually to implement that in their company, because it's so useful. Yeah, and for me, I'm always doing a business book and a personal book as well, because I need to make sure emotional wise and motivational wise, it helps me it propels me forward so that I can sustain everything that's going on around me. So yeah, right now I'm reading a book by Brené Brown, The Atlas of the Heart. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Gloria, you are such a friggin' rock star. Like the mental health and getting in there and understanding, it's so true, right? We don't talk about it. Before this call, I was just telling Jack, I'm like, man, I'm feeling fragmented. I'm feeling overwhelmed. You need to go find those outlets and give you that.
I thought this episode was going to be miserable talking to Mike before.
Yes. Well, no, I got two of my favorite guests on here. I can't be that upset. You know, they turn the positivity up to a 10. Look at these guys. How can you not be happy? Yeah. I want to go have a beer with Derrick. He's always smiling. And Gloria's just, if I got Gloria and my wife together, the world would be unstoppable. They conquer a country in a day. So that is awesome. So, Jack, are we ready to hit him with the big three?
Let's do it.
It's now time for the Big Three segment, brought to you by QS Private Lending. Are you looking to finance your next deal quickly and reliably with less hassle and paperwork? QS Private Lending is one of the oldest and largest hard money lenders to real estate investors in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. Our quick and simple short-term loans require no appraisals and have enabled hundreds of builders and investors to profitably acquire and renovate thousands of residential and commercial properties. To experience the QS difference for yourself, call or text Luke Conroy today at 315-323-0250. That's 315-323-0250. QS Private Lending.
These are the three questions we ask every guest every week. Beginning with the college question. So in your opinion, start with Gloria, is college worth it?
Yes, college is worth it.
All right,
Okay.
Different. Look at that.
Yeah.
I like it. Any reason why in particular? Because usually we get a no on that one.
I say college is worth it because for me personally, it gives me a foundation of how to actually, in terms of friendship, right? In college, I was able to get more friends to help me along the way in my life. So I say sometimes you have a buddy that would be with you forever, in a sense. So college was really the place that I found my footing. Yeah, I found my footing, and the experience there really helped me move on with life. Yeah. So just going through that process helped me.
What was it? I think it was like Tommy Freeze Pops that said it wasn't the education. He went there to make connections, been networking.
That's
so
it.
He was
That's
like
it.
that he thinks it was worth it for those reasons and those reasons alone. So
Spot on.
all
right, Derrick.
All right,
Counter rebuttal.
Well, I say it's not worth it.
My man.
Yeah. You find your niche, you go into that profession, and you focus on that, because I've seen people, I think when I finished high school, my colleagues all got into university. I did get into it, but I had to jump to do professional ACCA. And it taught me a lot of things because I was really zoning into numbers and understanding the numbers. So logical reasoning was my thing. They had to learn the hard way because in the end, they still came back to understand what I did. I knew a lot more than even when they did. They did get connections, but I accelerated faster. That is the difference. So you will get connections. You will make some good friends, some bad friends, but to accelerate faster, you don't have a lot of life. You don't know when you're going to die, but you have to make it Start on there, find your niche, focus on that, and hit the mark. That's
And
it.
this is why what I want everyone to listen to, why partnerships work. You do not have to agree on everything. You need to complement each other. That was a real world example.
Yeah.
God, I love you too. All right, next one. I'm going to go to Derrick first this time. What is one piece of actionable advice you would go back and give to your 18-year-old self?
You shouldn't make spontaneous decisions without thinking through them or sleeping over it. Yeah.
Yes. So always sleep over before you make a big decision. Those are words. God, I could use that right now. That is words to live by. All right, Gloria, what do you got? One piece of actionable advice for your 18-year-old self.
Write everything in pencil so that, you can erase it. It's okay to erase your plans, your goals. You always have a chance. You can redo them. Just write everything in pencil, all your plans and goals.
I like that. That's clever. Goals change all the time. The more you grow, the more you adapt. I like that.
I gotta cut you guys a check. When you two are billionaires, you don't forget about the little people. All right, hit him with the hard one, Jack.
All right. So at the other end of the spectrum, what is one thing you would want your 90-year-old self to say to you? Start with
Gloria.
Sorry.
My 90-year-old self. Why did you worry so much? I was like, why did you worry so much? Yeah. It's like, everything is okay.
Yeah, everything is okay. And I think too often we get caught up in that, right?
Caught up in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you're going to be more than okay just from what I know about you, Gloria. That's awesome. Derrick, your 9-year-old Derrick, you're sitting on the beach. What are we doing? What are we saying?
The journey is hard, but it will be okay. That'll be what I'll say. Yeah.
Now we're back to the partnership synergies. You see that? Look at this. We go out, we come back in. You guys are absolute rock stars.
Yeah.
Do you have any parting words for the Tell Us Why community?
Try Tidyapp. That will be the main thing. If you have a problem, again, you can reach us at either Derrick at Tidyapp or Gloria at Tidyapp. Don't be shy. Tell us how it is. We're always working to solve problems. Don't just text a message or something or send support. We are here to listen. So try Tidyapp. Yeah.
I love it. And Gloria, where can people get in touch and learn more about Tidyapp?
Yeah, so our website, tidyapp.io, we have everything there. And like I said, like Derrick was saying, we are here 24/7, literally, to really just be of service to the cleaners and the clients on the platform. So let us know anything that happens on the platform, and we will have an open ear to help you out. This is really our number one goal. And this is how we started the platform. So we're not going to deviate from it at all.
Great answer. Jack, where can people learn more about the Tell Us Why podcast?
Well, you can go to telluswhypodcast.com, go there, check it out. All the show notes are there. Books that they mentioned, you can click there and pick those up on Amazon. If you don't already follow us on social media, you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, basically every social media platform there is. All the links are in the description below. If you're new and just listening for the first time, head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe.
Or anywhere you listen to your podcast, get your audio, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. Get on there and check it out. Jack, quote of the week.
Quote of the week. Ideas are easy. Implementation is hard. Guy Kawasaki. And that is it for today. Be sure to join us for next week's episode. And until next week,
bet on yourself.